She is the candidate, Alka. Let me talk about Professor Ajay. He is the alumnus of the same department. We passed out from the same department. I passed out 1 year before him. I passed out my MA in 94, he did 95. But one thing is very common. We are the first, who cleared UGC NET in the Lucknow University. And that was an achievement of this kind that when we did it, it was called fluke. Ajay got his position in Gorakhpur University back in 98. I joined Government Inter College, Degree College, and then I joined RBS College. I have been languishing here. And he has definitely scaled greater heights in academics and also in administration. He has been holding this position of the head of the department for the last 1.5 years. This is a 3-year seniority rotation system in the university. Very positive frame of mind because he has been my friend and I'm very proud of him because the English department of Lucknow University in those days used to have MA classes. There were no MA classes in colleges. So the MA classes were held in the university. And students like us, we are from very mofussil places, very small places. So the gathering of 120 or 125 students would consist of roughly 100 girls and 20, boys. And out of that, those who are from, rural, semi-urban kind of setup were cornered. Until and unless I scored very good, he scored very good, and then we shot into prominence. And that is how the story goes. And then he, of course, joined Gorakhpur University. And as the university, provides all kind of avenues, so he rose very high, and I'm very proud of him. I'm so glad this is my first PhD scholar, and he is the expert. He is unlike me. I am brash, I am quite aggressive, I am quite blunt. He is a very balanced guy. Now, I'm saying it in a very positive frame of things. I'm so happy that in Gorakhpur, other than his academics, he has really positioned himself as a very prominent figure in the intellectual circles and social circles. And as the story goes, when you helm the department, particularly in the universities, and after you leave the department after 3 years, that is the situation in most of the universities, everybody leaves his stamp or her stamp. And the 1.5 years story is really very, very, outstanding. And the whole town of Gorakhpur knows, and those who follow the social media know this very well. And he has been doing excellent work because given the circumstances that we live now, where all kind of rigmarole exists at the office level, the vice chancellor, we know what kind of stuff they are, professors, government, everything, students, in the same set of things, he has really marked the difference. Organizing things, and every day, I'm so proud of every teacher who is holding his classes actually. Because in colleges, more often than not, we have become non-teaching teachers. So he is teaching things. And that is one thing which makes him, a little different than other teachers or head of the departments in universities who are usually very high when it comes to administrative skills, but he is, almost equally poised in balancing himself on this scale. This is the story. He did his PhD under Professor Nishi Pandey. She taught me, she taught him. He did his PhD, if I remember, on American, something. I did my PhD on Amitabh Ghosh. This is the story. He is an expert today. He will pose questions. Of course, we are alumni of the same institution. We have been together. So he will be a little mild in asking questions. He is a very sharp guy, very learned guy. Yes, of course. What happens, most of the professors today, we are usually talking in private that they are, incompetent and insincere. Well, I am not a bright guy, but we belong to a class, we belong to a department, we belong to a generation where there was no chance. There was no chance but to be good in, your subject. Of course, I come from the same setup, that is semi-rural, semi-urban. So we had those problems which everybody faces in articulating yourself in English. When we would listen to Professor Raj Bisharia or C.V. Rao, or for that matter, even any other scholar, it was very difficult to understand those lectures in those days. But then we became teachers and all that. But so any student any learner, any teacher who comes from this background where he has not been exposed to those things, you see, is a little handicapped. But Ajay has, I can call him Ajay, but he's a professor of eminence. He has really done away with all those handicaps. I am still fighting my battle in college. I have become a general secretary of the Teachers Association. That's another story. But I love my job, teaching, speaking, articulating, though I rarely get this chance to do. Here, Professor Ajay is. Maybe he wants to have a couple of sentences before we start the Viva. This is the story. But this is not the format. But since I'm really overwhelmed because he is here, really go to Gorakhpur and see what kind of work he has done. Every day classes are held and every day all kind of activities are being held. I think 2-3 students from the same university have joined some of the colleges here. So that's the story. So Professor Ajay, he wants to have a word with you, and before we go and leave open the field for Alka and then questioning. Thank you very much.
Dr. Sanjay Mishra and me, actually, we were there at the university, and I have been to most of the universities, not of UP actually, of all over the country. But I did not come to this place. Even Om Prakash was calling me again and again, but I was not having that much time actually to come here. When I saw that this is released to me for the evaluation, I thought it is a good opportunity for me to interact with Dr. Sanjay and the other faculty members. Some of my students are also here, Prachi Singh and the other students. They have just come to know that I am here. So they are planning to organize one lecture also of mine today. But since I will go back, so I told them that I'm not able to deliver the lecture. It's a proud moment for me and very good introduction from the side of one of my seniors. And I also feel quite nostalgic and emotional also at today's occasion. Nothing more to say because the candidate will come and give her presentation, and then some questions will be there.
Rather in my favor. Ajay has been my elder brother for the last so many years, and I'm happy that he has come on a very short notice, despite of his quite big busyness, I can call it. So I honor him as my younger brother.
Talk about those voiceless people.
So you want to continue, further research work also, or you will stop after completing your PhD? You want to continue some other work also?
Yes, sir.
Because you did your dissertation on Viva and then
Yes.
On Mahashweta Devi. So what aspect would you like to take, if given the chance? My suggestion to you is that, go for some theoretical aspect also. Take, for example, intertextuality, which is there. Take metafictional approach and all that. This will help you. So this much from my side. She has defended it well, responded also well. Whatever she has.
The house is open, anybody can ask questions.
Others may also ask questions. My one play, it's a difficult task to work on all the genres of a particular lecture. So what difficulties did you face while selecting the material from different sources? You could have done on a particular field, say short stories or novels or plays. Why all genres?
Because sir, I have in my beginning I have made it clear that my research is focused only those writings who are translated into English. So when I selected short stories, it's very less. Or many short stories have been only serious issues like only poverty. They talk about only poverty. They talk about only they have been treated badly, but they are not protesting. So I need to select all the collection of Mahashweta Devi for getting more and more protest material.
So apart from the content, if you talk about narrative technique of the writer. So on the basis of her excellent presentation and the successful defense of her thesis, I strongly recommend the award of the PhD degree to Alka, now Dr. Alka.